spot and to tie up the series. So far, the picks were actually really good. It's all just boiled down to how team was able to just shut down everybody at the beginning of the game. They weren't able to farm up, and when I said that earlier on in the game, when they needed to hit the 18-19 minute mark to be able to have an impact, that is exactly where they lied. So if I were to draft for Binasic, I'd want to have them draft a good composition that would scale well in the early game and into the late game as well, all around. The Ling being banned out, though, they fear the H2O Ling, and the Jawhead's going to be banned out.
Yeah, might as well get it off the way. Even though they do have the Kufra, that doesn't seem to answer all the other problems that has been forming up earlier in game number 1. So now, at least they can even look in other sort of picks as well to actually get the tempo straight. Initially, we do see a little bit of hover for the likes of Binasic that they wanted a Kaja. Perhaps it should be left out there for them to pick up, which can easily set things with the Divine Judgment. So, no Paquito overall. Here comes the final ban for phase number 1. So, 30 Gaming has a few things in mind, I believe. So Selena is the next one that will not be having a showing coming into game number 2. Has got with the pick now. So they should be able to actually look at things like, you know, Eve is one thing that you can actually get, but usually for first pick, you want to get things like Benedetta if it's available. And right now, it's pretty much wide out in the open. It's more of what they want to bring into the scene.
Yeah, and that's gonna be Gitno fielding in the Benedetta. I have a gut feeling that it may just be a Hayabusa jungle here for H2. If not the Hayabusa, it's going to be the Lancelot, definitely. And that's something that Binasic can choose to seal away from team. And we are seeing Omayuri once again fielding the Hayabusa and the Lancelot as well, both being stolen away from H2. Now H2 is going to be stuck with the Roger or the Granger for himself. Claude is available as well to be flexed out. Lunox is going to be the primary choice here for Renegade. He did show a good game throughout the entirety of the day. Hovering over the Veil, the Lilia. A lot of choices here for these guys.
Haven't seen a Lilia in a while, though, so they will just go in for something that's a lot safer as well. Not to say that Lilia is any sort of bad choice, but when you do have 2 assassins that can actually dive upon her, it gets a little bit tricky. That's why you want to have the Order of Brilliance when it comes down to those sort of situations, and also locking in her Mage Assassin, and that's H2 bringing the cards on deck, so you can just shove it straight in towards the faces of the Lancelot as well as Hayabusa, or even make some outplays as well.
Now that's a huge amount of magic damage coming in on the side of team with the burst potential from H2 as a jungle Harley. Begs to ask the question, what is the answer here? The Mathilda is open. Changu's going to be fielding that, and that Mathilda can prove to be a problem here for team, depending on what the composition is going to be for Binasic. Now, they need a good side laner to complement Omayuri in the side lane. They need to ban out tanks here for S-God. The Lolita is not ban-worthy to be an option. Kufra is still open for Doggy to pick up for himself, but then again, Honda Beast can secure the Kufra for himself since they have the first pick potential.
Yeah, and I guess that even though the bans may come in, there are still a lot of all these sort of options when it comes down to tank. And even if you really go down the list, there is things like Hilda that you can actually factor in as well, as much as it depends on, you know, does that Hilda actually fit right in? So Pokupa is probably something that can negate some of all these initiations that may actually come in for the likes of Binasic, so getting that removed, definitely a smart choice. We did mention this Eve very briefly, and now they really wanted somebody to be able to actually start the tempo of a fight, and what better way to do so than to bring in the Cho, where you immediately go in Jitkandosh as well as to hop towards the back, get that beautiful way of the dragon, and that's one good way to actually stop a Harley, especially if you can set it up alongside with the Lancelot or even the Hayabusa.
And Renegade locks in the Saver for himself. Now the tank options here for for Doggy is way too much, and he's gonna go for Minzathar, potentially hovering over it.
Okay, at the very least, that they can actually keep them in place whenever he brings the ultimate right in, and as soon as he actually gets a real good lock, he can just pull one member apart. And you know what? Speaking of pulling, why not do exactly the same? Get the Franco in as well. With any sort of hook, they should be able to secure a very easy picking to make sure that things go according to plan. But it's better to still bring in the Kufra. And now, with things being set in stone, I like both ideas that, you know, for the likes of Team, they still have a whole lot that they can actually chunk out when it comes down to the damage department, and still having a little more room for Minzatar to tank as well as make certain plays happen across. What about Binasic? What do you think is going to be the game plan going to Game 2?
Well, they need to last long in the team fight. That's the thing, because they have to wait for the Lancelot to go online as well as the Hayabusa. We have to expect Honda Beast to really go for the big sets with that Kufra, but they need to force out Minzatar's ultimate. It denies any skills from even popping off, and that's a big thing, especially if you are a play setter like a Kufra. A lot of things to take in consideration here. If you're going up against a team, they can potentially burst out a majority of your team members here. You got H2O. They got Sagitno on the Benedetta. The Harley will be a problem. The Saber, even more so in the side lanes. Now, their only answer here is the Mathilda initially, but Binasic, they have a lot of ways to force out Minzatar's ultimate in order for them to go for the big 5-man team fights, and that's Changu on the Mathilda, and again, that's Honda Beast on the Kufra. A lot of sets there for themselves as 30 Gaming falls down early on, punished by that deep. The revenge. That's one. Chango's going to be joining in on the fray. The Wisps are available, not really dishing out a lot of damage just yet. We're seeing Painflex as well joining in on the fray. Oh my, Yuri will be able to quad Shadow in, throws away the shurikens, and backing off immediately, just securing Source buff. Nice revenge by Honda Beast, but he's going to be paying the price for that. Sagito takes him down for a long team fight here. Early team fight as well. It is a it's a 2-for-2 trade here for themselves. They want to go out swinging, and Aaron's going to pay the price here for staying back in the top lane.
Wow, what a party in the jungle, and Binasic have been able to actually reap the rewards out of this, because 2 of the kills were channeled over on the Painflix, and you were talking about, you know, it takes a while for a Lancelot to come into effect, and now that is going to be speed up as much as they had 30 going down initially. So I guess it's fair enough that, you know, with this sort of exchange, Binasic can actually cope. But speaking of that, a 3-man roam all the way down bottom side. Scott is just going to be holding them back. And then Minzatar says, you're not going anywhere. I'm just going to be pulling you back for a slight bit. Now, contest for the River Crab, which now likely will end up in the hands of T.
Man, this is Binasic wanting to really dictate the tempo. They're really trying to out-rotate Team as much as possible. They now have priority of the turtle here. We're seeing the rotate from Team as well to potentially go for the steal. The Harley is more than capable of going in for the sneaky steal, and they spot out H2 as well in the process. It's forcing them back. The reset is going to happen as well. Sagito's going to be joining in on the fray. Electro Final Blow is going to be thrown up. The Rage is not going to be found just yet as Sagito takes down Painflix. Turtle will be still be in the hands, but the HPs are low here for Team. They do still manage to secure the Turtle. And Binasic, they don't want to suffer any more losses. As I say that, 30 Gaming already down twice by the hands of Renegade.
Swift like a coursing river. The way that the response comes in for Team was absolutely brilliant. And that is definitely the reward that they've managed to show out of that by taking down the Turtle early on. Now H2O going for a knife! And Team managing to get another for Sagitnu to just make sure this Benedetta will get the smoothest time hitting it towards the late game phase. But oh my goodness! What is that damage?
Delete! What?
I'm speechless,
One
my
hit?
friend.
What?
One hit
Here comes the rage, though. They're gonna make Renegade pay the price. Sure, they get him, but that's still a deadly saber. They get the trade onto Honda Beast as well, but that's still deadly. That still hurts, man.
Ooh, okay. I'm feeling it. I don't know about you, but I feel the pain because at first I thought, okay, Hayabusa's gonna be doing A-okay, but Yuri, she's gotta respect the damage. It's level 7 on H2O. And once again, being sent back to Respawn Center. So, I mean, it's gonna take a while for Yuri to stabilize at the very least.
Yeah, it's I'd say again another long game for us for Binasic. 17 minutes.
Ooh.
The triple sweep by Renegade is just way too much to handle. Look at this. They're gonna punish Renegade for that. Painflex takes him out, charging circling Eagle onto S-God himself. Doggy, nowhere to run, will fall down.
Well, I guess that's one way to actually answer back at the very least, but in retrospect, team has been able to stash up quite a number of significant goal out of the shields. The Gitney, though, dancing around. Here comes the dive, and the Order of Brilliance now being popped right in. H2O coming with the follow-up as well. Changu will be taken down, and team just having such a magnificent start here. Okay, here comes Renegade. Triple strike on top of Honda Beast, this time surviving, while Yuri is glad that she's not the one that gets the ultimate being thrown right at her, because right now, you know, this Hayabusa doesn't really have too much of the items going on, but here comes Esgato.
Yeah, Doggy will not be able to follow through with that, but here comes H2 with the Deadly Magic. Finesse, turn around, fade away. Cool guys don't look at explosions. That's what H2 is doing.
Somebody asked to type F in the chat, by the way. Like, it's a little bit too hard to swallow for the moment for Yuri. But, you know, at least the rest of Binasic, they have been getting things done over on the top portion of the map. But as it stands, it's a 4,000 in terms of gold difference. And that really forces maybe a different slide of rotation coming out of Binasic. And for the moment, for Yuri, she's just going to be staying put, making sure she catch up in terms of gold. And when she does, I guess, with all the itemization, she could contribute. But oh my! Get me just diving right in and just having a blast of a time. And a good laughter.
Man, the Panthers. Medyo Sabog loosely translates to, man, bursted. Kinda bursted. The sarcastic tone is there. Renegade, once again, still proving to be a threat here in the bottom lane. Perfect execution misses. Thorned Rose. Renegade, who's going to be winning this duel? Veinflex is low. Esgod's going to be there to help him out. And Renegade still manages to secure the kill. Changu is caught between a rock and a hard place. The Deadly Magic, not enough to take down Honda Beast, but the cards will take him down.
Oh, they're not only winning team fights, my friend. They're winning the mental warfare that's going on between the two of them, I believe. But, like you said, it's just friendly banners. But, you know, deep inside, there's this burning fire from Binasic that says, you know, like, I want to get back at you eventually. But at the moment, not enough resources to do so. So it's definitely a tough spot to be in for members of Binasic. Aaron, as well as Esgod, just waiting for another huge pickup on the beast. It will be the first one to be sniped there by Mincetor. I guess the spear lands, and it's going to be off camera. But overall, we'll focus on down over the bottom side of the map. Renegade now getting hovered upon, and Renegade goes down instead.
Man, that is the Renegade going down. At least they get 2 off of that onto Sagitno and into Renegade. Now they will be relatively climbing back, but as I say that, H2, Renegade, and Aaron Sagitno, they're way too much to handle here for Binasic.
Yeah, and I don't know who's more lethal right now. It's either Renegade or is it H2O, and then while we speak, another fight breakthroughs. Escott now trying to run for his life. He still has immortality right there. So they aim for Aaron instead. And Pain, he goes in for a little bit of a catch. So here it comes. They like the long fork, and Sagitna will be able to actually get that blow in. Double kill coming right through. Make that a triple if you may, but it's going to be H2O. They're putting the damage out there with a whole lot of magic force. And she goes unstoppable. Well, more mess coming in the mid side. It's a Fiesta bringing on the circus as team. They're just dancing all about, going for the trick, full strike. And that is the killing spree that they've been looking for Sagitna.
Man, Renegade and his triple sweep is just clearing up house here, and Sagitna is going to be joining in on the fray. Does have the Electro Final Blow, but doesn't have enough damage output for now, at the very least. Electro Final Blow being used up. Eye for an eye to dash out. He's relatively safe. He's buying a lot of time for Renegade and Aaron to push out the top lane. It's really showing to be a nuisance here, the multiple assassin lineup that team has. S-God is just really there. Doggies were just really there to really be the insurance that they need if ever Honda Beast decides to revenge in and go for the rage. It's working really well for them. As I say that, the revenge and the rage actually connects onto Doggy. The ultimate will be popped off. It's just a mano-a-mano duel here inside the squared circle. Pain Flicks is low, barely makes it out alive, and H2 is going to be throwing out the cards. Revenge by Honda, going to be sacrificing himself for the team, but they are still looking for the good set, good opening for themselves.
The good opening, finally, he goes down as well, but it is a 1-for-1 at the release. Ren J, on the other hand, takes a little bit of blow, while the rest of Binasic tries to go in for maybe a couple of catches, but it's going to be Sagitna there instead that gets picked up. Endless Battle being purchased by Pain Flicks. I guess we don't really have to watch too much of this fight because it's going to be a little bit of pain. But Tango goes in for an outplay with the circling Eagle. Okay, don't overstep the lines there, my friend. Yurido finally getting a little bit more room, but on the Beast and the Pain Flicks, they're taking it maybe a step slower this time around. So as it is at the moment 11 minutes on the clock, 22 for team, 12 for Binasic. When it comes down to goal, well, team has already gotten like 4 turrets already. Well, members of Binasic, they couldn't even seem to get one going for themselves as they're just eyeing on this lord. Perhaps if they do manage to stash this away, there is still a little bit of hope for Binasic to make a big comeback.
Oh, speaking of big comeback, they force out the brilliance there. They may be able to take down S-God in the process. Aaron gets solo killed. Oh, not actually solo kill, but will be joining on the frame. That's already 2 down on the side of team. We're seeing the assassin lineup really showing its cracks for now, but they're still very effective here. As I say that, look at just how they are being steamrolled over by Renegade, by H2. It doesn't even matter what type of lineup Binasic fields here in this game. They have multiple sets, but with the multiple sets they have, can they really focus down one target? There are multiple targets to focus on if you are going up against team here.
Oh, Sagitna though is just going to be playing around with the Kufra. No point to really commit to the Kufra either ways, especially under the turret. Well, so team now finally finds a little bit more of that breathing space, and they say, you know what, I'm done playing around here. Let me just get the Lord and get this over with. 12 minutes in, we're going to be hoping to see the Lord marching down either mid or even the top portion of the map, while Binasic trying to hold on. Game 1, we saw a perfect defense going for Binasic the first time that the turrets were all shoved down and crushed. The question now is, can they pull an even better one in Game 2?
That's a huge possibility. They got a lot of disengaged potentials here against team, but they need to worry about getting bursted down. Like, there are 3 members here on the side of team that can burst out anybody on the side of Binasic, and that's something to worry about as they go for the top lane inhibitor turret. team is slowly pushing in towards the base of Binasic. They're knocking on the door. The Lord is being dealt with here by Binasic. All their attention is focused on this Lord. Thorned Rose will be forced out. On the Beast goes for the revenge. They're all in the wall. The Rage will not connect because the ultimate will be popped by S-God. And now Doggy and the team will focus on the kills here. 1-for-1 trade so far. Mid lane inhibitor turret, bottom lane inhibitor turret, I'm sorry, is down. They get the kill off of Aaron as well. 1-for-2 trade. The defense's keep is working for Binasic so far. In this siege, the team is mounting up. They get the immortality pop onto S-God and they will be able to take him down. But look at the back line. Sagitnu is being hunted down by Binasic. On the B spots him out, not really in range for the revenge. Pain Flicks targeted out by the Electro Final Blow as Renege takes down 30 Gaming. Circling Eagle connects onto Sagitnu. Sagitnu being bursted out by the majority of the members here by Binasic, but they're still alive. Renegade still alive as well. 3v1, Revenge connects, perfect execution to take him down. Sagitnu will be rejoining in on the fray. H2 is alive though. They need to focus their attention on to him. H2 will be able to steal away the buff away for Painflix as well as he go in for a 1v1 duel here against Sagitnu, and he goes for the Electro Final Blow once again. It's really going to be connecting. The Winter Trunch is going to be thrown down by Changu. Sagitnu low on HP. Circling Eagle's going to connect, and H2 takes out Changu. Regardless, Sagitnu still barely makes it out alive with a third of his HP as H2 dives in to kill that All My Yuri. 30 Gaming takes down H2. It's going to be a slobber knocker here. Binasic, they only have 2 members left alive. Sagitnu 1 HP and a 3. The revenge is not going to connect. The Electro Final Blow from Sagitnu keeps him alive. We'll get taken out. The immortality is going to be blocked. The sword throws will pop up, and it's still alive. Sagitnu, I don't know how you're surviving this. Malefic Rose going to be picked up by 30 Gaming, but on the Beast is focusing all his attention onto S-God, and that's going to be a defense once again from Binasic.
That was insane. It's the longest fight, and they're not over just about yet. Renegade now goes in with the triple sweep, gets the kill, and boy, you know, you've been screaming your lungs out in those fights that break out for a good 2 minutes now. And team, they were going one after another, and even in the 2 versus 4 scenario, they survived for the longest time. And there wasn't really too much of a clear-cut answer until Binasic finally goes in for a full commitment. Now it's all about the Lord that's coming up next. 30 seconds on the clock, and the rest of the members of Binasic, they want their hands on it. Now Sagitnu gets spotted out on the Beast, being a human warrior. He will be able to land a Tyrant's Rage straight towards the wall, landing perfectly for Tango to follow up. Changu now having to fall back with the order that is already being popped up. Here comes the Electro Final Blow as well. Sagitnu now trying to strip out the health first, but they are a little bit way too tanky. Like you said, the Assassins now might just be having a little bit more of a tough time, but the Lord comes to say hello here. 16 minutes and a half, and I believe team now gets full access priority.
They have the priority of the Lord, that is true, but will Binasic be able to mount a comeback as they take down Renegade in the process? Sagitnu trying to go for Oh My Yuri. Oh My Yuri survives, and it will be defended out by Changu. The Circling Eagle is not available to keep Oh My Yuri alive, and that's going to be Oh My Yuri falling down. But look at the base, the minions are already inside, and Kufra on the Beast wanting to defend this will not be joining in on the fray. We're already reaching 17-minute mark, 50 seconds on the death timer there on to 30 Gaming as well as Oh My Yuri. It's going to be tough to defend this. It's a 3v4. Sagitnu trying to go for the duel. Thorn Rose going to be thrown down by Painflix. Electro Final Blow to try to clear out the minion way for the minions to push through towards the base. On the Beast, trying to look for an opportunity to go for the Rage. Not going to happen. That's already going to be the Deadly Magic being thrown out. They're sieging up the base, and team, they will be wrapping this up, but the minions are not there, and team wipes it up. 2-0 match point for themselves.
That